Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my creative life. Today I am creating a really cool layout. I had tons of pictures from our annual fiesta, which includes a Friday night kind of gathering. It has an art show, a parade, and rides and everything you'd imagine at like a festival, but ours of course is called Fiesta, Apricot Fiesta. So I wanted to put as much as I could on one layout. So I'm using a flip-flop, and this flip-flap. This is an 8 by 12 one. I think this may be the first time I've used this 8 by 12. I wasn't sure what to use as far as paper, but I saw these circus ones. Now I'm not using the circus theme, which I actually love, but I love the background and the reds especially because our local high school, or our only high school, and our county baseball or softball team, which is my granddaughter's on, is red. So I wanted to use that red theme, and I liked the tickets on it. I thought it was a pretty good idea for a carnival type layout. So I decided to use black as the base. I'm cutting this down to 8 by 12, which basically means I just took 4 inches off. And then I'm going to cut this red ticket paper 6 by 7 3/4. And then I found this black kind of, I want to say dot, but it's not really dot, and they're not really squares. So, and those are also going to be by oh my gosh 7 3/4, but that's 5 3/4 by 7 3/4, which makes this cover the most of the base except for a 1/4 inch all the way around. I'm going to flush these papers on the right side because I want it to look like it's continuing, and so on the back side of that flap they will be flush again on the right side, and then on the layout base they'll be flush on the left side, but you'll see that as I get to it. So basically I just attach the paper just to add some color, and it works out perfect. Now I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing as far as photo placement and embellishments, because this is kind of at a unique occasion because it's a fiesta that goes on in our town. So I couldn't really use a carnival or even a fair, because the pictures that I have are not for that particular thing. So once I decided to mat the photos, I'm just using a leftover or a non-used card base. So these I thought I bought 5 by 7, and they're actually like a weird size that's not even normal. So I really just kind of use it for white paper, and it worked out perfect because I was able to mat both of these photos using that card base. And I just added the white just because I wanted to offset them or have them stand out a little bit from the really busy pattern papers. And even though that the black, I'm going to call it polka dot, but you know which one I'm talking about, paper is like a off-white base, it still works with the white mats because it really makes it pop out more. So that one is pretty much done for now. I'm going to add some items later, and you'll see that at the end. So I'm going to start working on the opposite side, which again starts with an 8 by 12 base, and then I'm just using those same papers from the front side, which is that red ticket paper, and then that black and white polka dot paper. Again, the red is 6 inches by 7 3/4, and this one is 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. So anyways, they just plop right down on there. No big deal. I just try to flush them as best as I can by using my eyes and my mat. And I think I did a pretty good job on this. Now this is where I get a little what am I doing? Because I'm combining all these parade pictures, and there are a lot. Matter of fact, I got 13 photos all together with this layout with the 2 flaps and the 12 by 12 base. So I'm just going to play around with the placement of photos, and again you'll see at the end what I do with it. But I was really confused. I wanted to add some of these parade pictures, or I wanted to add all of them, include all of them. There's a reason why I took pictures. We were just excited, I guess, because it's a parade, and of course everybody gets excited about a parade. But also, the main focus, or in my mind, the main focus is the photos of my granddaughter who's watching, and then my granddaughter who's on a float, and also my son who's on a float. So I wanted to make sure I incorporated those photos. And then as I was going through them, I realized there was a lot of what I call fluff. So that's why I was able to trim down a lot, and I think that helped with getting more photos on this page. And then also on those parade pictures, a lot of them were cut at 4x4, just that's the way they printed, I should say. And then some of them I cut down to 3x4, 4x3, however you want to say it, where 4 is the length. But that helped me because as I was playing around with this, I realized that I also have flaps for 4x4 photos and also 3x4. So guess what? This is a very flap heavy layout, but that is why I was able to include so many of them. So obviously with the power of video, I did adhere the red and black pages on there, but you see what I'm talking about. Like on the 12x12 layout, I had them flush to the left so that it looks like it's just one continuous. And then also when I was doing this, I kind of thought, wow, that's a lot of just like red and black and not really, a lot of color to it. So in a minute, once I, play around with these photos, this is when I realize I'm going to do a flap. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place. And on this one, I really liked that Giants truck, and that was the reason why I took a picture of it, because we're Giants fans. But I felt like that those little Fat Men Brigade, and I don't even know what they're called, the color coordinated better. So I liked the way that looked. And here's what I was talking about. So I wanted to add another pop of color, and this was part of the pack that I had. That turquoise really doesn't go with anything. At first I was thinking, okay, I'm either going to do, and these are just 2-inch strips, I'm either going to do it across the page or vertically, oh my goodness, at the ends of the pages. And that's what I decided to do, just because I thought it kind of worked better that way, mostly because the photos are not really like a top half left lower half kind of deal. I don't know if that makes any sense, but in my mind, that's what made sense to me. Like, it seemed like it was more like, okay, we're adding some colors, but it's kind of off of the photos, or when I say off, I mean away from the photos. Like, there's no like not alignment. I don't know. I'm talking crazy at this point. So here it is. I'm all done. I put it all together. There's the front. I just did that little Fiesta fun with my print and cut on the Cricut. I added these tabs here and there. I cut the letters out with my Cricut, and here they are with the flaps. So you can see 3 photos or 2 hidden photos. And again, this one going down. But isn't this so fun? I love all the little labels because it adds a little bit extra. I did the strip journaling in the beginning. And on the back of the layout, once it's in my album, I'll put the photos of my granddaughter on the rides that we did on the Sunday. But thank you so much for watching. I know this was really confusing, but this is a really fun way to add more photos. Just add some flaps. And you can get those probably anywhere. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Bye.